The results-driven Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce invites you to connect your business with 1,000 other companies just like yours, including education and workforce development, healthcare, professional services, manufacturing, retail, nonprofit, trades and vocations, hospitality, among many others, and benefit with chamber programs and services such as government affairs, energy and economic development, small business assistance, networking opportunities, women in business programs, young people in business programs, and more. We invite your business to become a starring member of the Merrimack Valley Chamber today and see what a difference this chamber will make for you. Join your community's most trusted, effective, and relevant business network connection today. The Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome back to the Merrimack Valley Chamber Means Business program. I'm your host, Mike Bevilacqua, the Vice President of the Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce. I hope you enjoyed the first part of the show with Sandra from Millennium Cleaning Services. I'm here with my second guest, Bill Pennington with Run for the Troops. So Bill, welcome to the show.
Well, it's just a great opportunity to spread the word about what Runs for the Troops has been doing for now our 11th year, and we're continued to grow and expand. So it's a great opportunity for us to get the word out about what we do.
And let's get right into that. Why don't you tell everyone at home exactly what Run for the Troops is, how long you've been doing it, and we'll go from there.
All righty. Well, it's, I used to run the Boston Marathon and qualify.
Okay.
But as I got, a little older, it was more difficult. So I chose to raise money for Homes for Our Troops by running the Boston Marathon. You raise a certain amount of money and they give you a bib so you can run. But I didn't want to send out, the letter, please give me your last $25 so I can run the Boston Marathon. Yep. So I go, why don't we put on a pancake breakfast and a little fun run? And about 200 people showed up and we raised $8,000. And I go, wait a minute, and I had a lot of connections from my old Feaster 5 days. And I go, guys, why don't we do this on a yearly basis? And it was a great match because both my mother and father served, and it was a great way to honor them. They were suffering from Alzheimer's and dementia, and I wanted to do something positive in my own life, and also, while they were still somewhat with me, let them know that their son was honoring them, and not only them, but also all the other veterans too that have served and sacrificed so much. So.
It really is an amazing event, and the Merrimack Valley Chamber, we're very heavily involved in the veteran community. We always want to say thank you to our veterans and give back whatever we can. But this is a great opportunity. And I remember when we met in my office just a couple of weeks ago, you showed me a book that showed you why you do what you do. Why don't you tell, you don't have the book here right now, but why don't you tell everyone at home what they would be seeing in that book? What it is the reason you do what you do?
Well, actually, my niece actually put it together, and she teaches third grade class, and so she put together this book to explain to the children in third grade about veterans. And her father, served in the Army for over 30 years. There's probably a total of 9 people in my family that have served. And growing up as a military child, I saw the sacrifices. I felt the sacrifices. My father would often be on ships, and I think too often, because the draft isn't in effect, people take service for granted.
Sure.
And they're not really involved. And it's the war's over there, except for 9/11. We haven't had any attacks on our homeland since World War II. So a lot of the generations have forgotten. And the more you get into the veterans cause and the stories you hear, the more motivated you get. Probably the greatest story of all time is a veteran, Joey Smith, drove 15 hours by himself in a hand-controlled car, him and his service dog, to attend the event.
Wow.
And I'll never forget that and what it meant to him. I mean, sure, we've been able to raise some very substantial money, but it's priceless what it means to some of these vets. So,
I'm sure, that's amazing. And tell everyone home, when is the Run for the Troops? How can they get involved? If they're a veteran watching right now, how can they get involved with the Run for the Troops?
Well, as I say, anybody can help out. I don't tell people what to do. I go, how would you like to help out? We have people that are very good at, speaking, and very good at, accounting, and very good at putting up tents and barricades and passing out water, or soliciting sponsors. So we have our website. It's runforthetroops5k.com. My email address is wbillpennington@gmail.com. But we always like to fit the volunteer and the sponsor with our event. It's a lot better. Like Baldwin Crane, no cash money, but they bring in a crane with an enormous American flag at the finish line. They bought the flag. They've been doing it since day one.
Yeah.
And Charlie Dare, we have registration and pickup of numbers at his dealership there.
Sure.
And that's a great fit for him. We have Leading Edge. Last year they provide resources, so all the veterans got medals. So it all depends on what you want to do. We have food sponsors, Perfectos, Perry's Plate. They help us with muffins. Oak and Iron. We had a little beer garden there last year. So
there's plenty of different ways people can contribute their time.
Yeah, and a lot of people form teams. A lot of big corporations form teams. A lot of neighborhoods. Oak and Iron Brewery had, before COVID, had a team of 55 people. Leading Edge had a team of about 60. A good friend of mine, Thomas, formed his own team of family and friends.
Yeah, I think that's something you told me that really stuck out, is that some companies were being sponsors and then sending their veterans to actually be part of the race, correct?
Yeah, it's a great way to get your company involved.
Okay.
We call it, an outing at no real, sweat equity off of you.
Yep.
You sign your people up. We put the event on. It's a great team building experience. Randstad last year raised over $30,000 for Homes for Our Troops.
Wow.
And typically they would have a team of about 100. Snyder Electric gives us $25,000 so we can go out and purchase hand cycles for the veterans.
Amazing.
And I think one of the reasons we're so successful is that the cause comes front and center. So you see the person that we built the house for, him and his family. You see the veteran who has physical challenges, who gets his hand cycle at our dinner. It's all, Ironstone Farms has a veteran program, and they're building a veterans house so veterans can come and stay the weekend. So
you can actually see where that money goes.
Yeah, and it's, with all the unfortunate charities that are they're not as upfront as we are.
Yeah.
When I meet with sponsors or a team, I have my tax return in my hand and I put it down. I go, here it is.
Yep.
And so we have slowly built it, but we have never forgotten the most important thing. We focus on the cause.
Yep.
And the committee and I believe that if we raise zero money, we'd still do the event.
Yeah, it is. It's so important because, as a chamber, we realize that, a lot of our veteran-owned businesses, they don't want to promote the fact that they're a veteran-owned business. They don't want people to even know they're a veteran. But I think it's so important for people to say thank you and for those still serving overseas right now and for those who are now veterans, for us to be able to say thank you for doing what you do is such an important thing. And so this Run for the Troops is such a great opportunity for people to come out there, say thank you, and for the veterans to see how important they actually are to the community. So when is the next Run for the Troops, if you have that date confirmed, or what month does it usually take place in?
If I can just back up and comment on what you just said. One of the biggest challenges I had in the beginning was getting veterans to come to the dinner or the event because they didn't want to get thanked.
Yes.
It was their honor to serve. So finally I figured it out. I looked them in the eye and I said, this isn't about you, but there's a veteran out there who really needs to come because he's never gotten thanked and he needs to be thanked.
Sure.
A friend of mine sat with a veteran and he was basically crying the entire dinner because he was a Vietnam vet. He had never gotten thanked and he got spit on. So I just couldn't let that go. But the dinner actually this year is going to be great. It's going to be on Veterans Day at Danversport.
Oh, wow.
We're looking to really hit it out of the park this year. We have a capacity of 600. And the run is 2 days later on November 13th in downtown Andover. We expect, because we're focusing on Veterans Week, and God willing, the virus will.
Oh yeah.
will
Hopefully it's gone, but we don't have to
it'll
worry
be in
about
the
that.
rearview mirror,
Yep.
and because you see all these different causes and businesses and things, but as I tell people, none of these charities, none of these businesses would be in operation if it wasn't for our veterans,
I
keeping
agree.
us safe
I
every
agree,
day.
yep.
And my daughter Melissa's marrying a Marine who was kicking down doors in Iraq.
Wow.
And risking his life, and that's, you hear stories of what he went through, and how can you not help and get involved?
Exactly. And I think the really great thing you and your team do is that this is not a one-time deal. You do it, you're gone. It's an annual event. Each and every year, this is something for the veterans and even the companies that are participating have something to look forward to and realize what their service meant to our country, what their service meant to our community. So I want to thank you for that. Just tell everyone home again, how can veterans learn more about this? How can they be part of this? How can people who might want to sponsor, donate time, donate resources, how can they learn more about this?
The easiest thing to do is just contact me at wbillpennington@gmail.com, and we'll find a way for you to get involved.
Perfect.
I mean, there's veterans last year in the pouring rain on Friday afternoon,
Wow.
in the pouring rain, setting up tents.
Yeah.
But it was part of what they
Getting the
used
job
to be.
done.
Yeah. I mean, it was they like to be part of a team, and
Yep.
people want to. What we do is something I learned from Bridget Shaheen from Lazarus House many years. People want to help.
Yep.
But they just don't know how.
Sure.
And so we have tremendous ways to help. Sponsors, we'd love to have sponsors involved so we can help. We keep increasing the amount of money we raise because I think our success is front and center.
Mm-hmm.
And the companies, I go, look, let's make this work for both of us. Yeah, Charlie Dare has been wonderful over the years. And all these sponsors, we have not lost a sponsor yet.
Huh.
And we expect big numbers this year, and very patriotic. We had over 250 flags surrounding the
Wow.
Common, and this year we're going to put pictures of all the veterans that we've helped
Sure.
build houses for all along the route.
Yep.
Because you have to focus on the cause.
Well,
when you don't have a great cause,
It's tough to focus.
yeah, we don't have now we have a great date because it's Veterans Day.
Sure.
But when we started this event in April, it was all about the cause.
Sure.
With all due respect to Andover, it's not Falmouth, Massachusetts, okay? We're not finishing inside of Fenway Park, but we're finishing and supporting our veterans, and nothing could be a greater cause or easier to get people to come out and support it. And the veterans, we have over, in a typical year, non-virus year, we had over 450 veterans actually take part in the event.
No, it really is an amazing event. And Bill, I just want to say thank you again for being part of the show today. Thank you for all you do for our veteran community and for this event each and every year. And if you're looking to get part of this Run for the Troops, if you're a veteran that wants to learn more information, Bill, just tell me your email one more time.
All right, it's wbillpennington@gmail.com, and it's a blessing for me too, because in this world that's bad news after bad news,
Sure.
This is the light.
Yep.
That will brighten the world, not only for the people participating, but for the veterans who have fought to defend our liberties. So
Definitely.
it's a win all the way around.
Well,
So,
thank you again for having
God
us
bless you.
each
Thank
and
you
every
very
year. We
much.
appreciate it. I want to thank you all for watching another edition of the Merrimack Valley Chamber Means Business program. If you're interested in learning more about Run for the Troops, you can contact the Chamber, 978-686-0900, merrimackvalleychamber.com. You can also email Bill, and we look forward to working with you and meeting you soon. But thank you again for watching another edition of the Merrimack Valley Chamber Means Business program. Thank you to Bill for being our guest.
Thank you very much.
And we look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you very much.